Good to see you, son. How are you?
I'm all right. I thought a lot about what you said to me last week.
Jamie, I didn't mean for you to think that I didn't believe you. I just thought...
No,
maybe...
I shouldn't have been so defensive. I should accept the fact that maybe what you said about me is true, that I just don't remember taking anything. I don't know, but I have to find out the truth. So I've come to a decision.
Sounds important.
It is. Tomorrow, James Frame is admitting himself into the Herald Clinic for psychiatric observation.
Want to sit down? Jamie, how did you come to this decision?
Mac, I know this will be an embarrassment to you if anyone ever found out.
Embarrassment? What you're doing is a very courageous act. There's not many people that are willing to face their own problems, and especially not many who will do something about it. If you feel that being admitted to this clinic is the best thing for you, well, I want to support you in anything you want to do.
I know you will. I know you always have. That's what makes this so hard. I mean, I know you're shorthanded at the complex. I know with the divorce and the custody hearings come. I just wanted to be there, Mac.
Don't you worry about that. The important thing is for you to get yourself well. That's what I care about the most.
Mac, I just need some time to be alone. Can you understand that?
Of course I can. Cecile, I'd like to speak to you a minute now. Thank you.
My sister, my half-sister, that is, lives in Indiana. I called her and told her what's been happening. And I described the jam I've been in. She suggested I come stay with her for a while.
Well, do you think it's safe?
Should be. I don't think the company knows about it. And besides, they never think of looking for me in Indiana. That way, Mac, with me out of the house, Amanda and everyone would be much safer.
Sounds to me as if you've already made up your mind.
As I have. You know, when this whole thing blows over and the cops pick up Ilsa's people, then I'll be able to come back.
I don't want you to go.
I have to, Mac. I can't let you or any member of your family be hurt because of me.
But Sandy, you're part of my family, too.
You know, it means a lot to me, Mac. But right now, I have to do this my way. I have to do what I think is right, Mac.
Someday.
What do you mean?
Well, Jamie was just here earlier. He says he's going away, too. Looks like in the same day, I'm losing both my sons.
Oh, you're not losing them, Mac. You'll never lose either one of us.
Oh, come in, Cecile. I hope I didn't take you away from anything important.
Mac, I always have time for you, no matter what I'm doing.
That's very nice of you. Please sit down.
Okay. Well, what did you want to see me about?
I know that Jamie checked himself into the Herald Clinic last night. I just wondered, how did things go?
I really don't know, Mac. I tried to convince Jamie to let me drive him, but you know how stubborn he can be sometimes. He just didn't want anyone else there.
I just so hope that this is to his advantage, that he's not making a mistake.
Oh, Mac, no, I don't think he's making a mistake at all. He's getting the care and attention he needs right now. And that will ultimately be to everyone's advantage, don't you think?
You want to just
run that by me one more time?
I talked to Dr. Wagner today.
No, wait, who's that?
She's my shrink at the hospital. Now, she thinks I should check into this clinic about 2 hours away from here, the Herald Clinic, right? Mm-hmm. And that just happens to be about 10 minutes away from the cabin that Mac gave Cecile and me as a wedding gift.
Where are you going with this?
All right, now just hold on a minute. I don't want to go to this place. I don't think I need to, but they are right about me needing to get some rest, some time off, right? Now, you need to get away. You need to be safe from these 2 goons that Ilsa has after you, right?
Yeah.
All right, so James Frame does check into the hospital, and Sandy Alexander does get away. You check in as James Frame, right? I, Sandy Alexander, I go to the cabin. Now, that way we're both out of the way. That's it.
So you mean that we switch identities? I become you, and you become me. We just change places, right?
You got it.
I think you are crazy.
No, all right, look, I may be crazy, but I think this thing could work. I think we could pull it off, right? Until this thing is over, at least.
Don't you think that someone would find out somehow?
No, they're not going to find out because you're going to say, Jamie, you're going to say that you don't want any visitors, right? No one. You don't even want any phone calls.
No visitors?
No visitors, except one.
You.
Reed. That's right. Sandy Alexander, right?
Uh-huh.
Now, I set up a contact here in Bay City, right? So you know what's going on with the police and Ilsa and all those people, right? When it's safe, James Frame gets out, comes back into town, right? I'll have had my rest. You'll be safe. We can both get on with our lives.
Jamie, I really do think that you're crazy.
What?
Yeah. Crazy like a fox. Listen, I bet that we can make this plan work. It's just right. You got a deal, Sandy.
All right, Jamie.
Amanda, where on earth did that ball go? Now, love, if you'll just sit on the chair because I don't want you to get all scratched in the bushes, and I'll see if I can find it. You certainly, that was a wild throw. Lots of strength. But Amanda, oh, here it is, right in front of me. All right, catch. Atta girl.
And now, the continuing story of Another World.
He's going to be just fine. Now, as far as Brava's concerned, Sandy and I won't have any problems running the magazine.
Well, I'm afraid Sandy won't be helping you.
What? Why not?
He's left Bay City.
Left? Where did he go?
To Indiana to visit a half-sister of his.
Oh, what on earth for?
Well, you see, he felt that with this threat to his life hanging over his head, there was too much danger to the other people around him.
Didn't you try to talk him out of it, Mac?
But of course I did. I tried to tell him I would hire extra guards, do anything.
But he still left.
He simply wouldn't accept anything else from me, he said.
So as far as Brava's concerned, what happens now?
Well, for the time being, I'm afraid that you, with Sally's help, of course, will have to take the lion's share of the workload. Of course, you've got to find staff. But the burden of responsibility for Brava is going to be on you.
I see. Thank you, Mac.
For what?
For feeling that you can put your faith in me to run the magazine. I know that I made a few mistakes the last time I was in charge, but that won't happen again. Believe me, things are different now. I'm going to show you that you definitely made the right decision.
Now, Amanda, let's go on playing catch, but let's go out to the middle of the lawn where there are no bushes around. And not going to play hide-and-seek with a ball in the bushes anymore.
She's gone.
Good. Let's check the rest of the house, make sure no one's here.
You look down here. I'll check upstairs.
Right.
Upstairs is clean. Looks like the room that Alexander probably used is cleaned out.
I guess that proves what I've been saying all along. No young guy has been going in or out of this place since yesterday morning.
What, you think he skipped town?
It's possible.
So what do we do now?
Go back to Dunlap, and he'd better have a pretty good idea where Sandy Alexander took off to.
And if he doesn't?
Then we'll make him find him for us.
Well, what about this Cory guy? He got to know where the kid is. Why don't we put a little pressure on him?
No, not yet. Listen, will you remember? Ilsa wants Alexander, but she wants the money as well. Now, if I read this right, we're going to have to deal with Cory in order to get it.
So we got to get Alexander.
That's right. So, let's go have a little chat with Dunlap, huh? Here's your coffee, Russ.
Thank you. What is it you wanted to talk to me about? It did sound important.
Well, it is. I want to know if there's anything we can do to convince Jamie not to check into this clinic.
Convince him not to? Well, he's already checked in.
He has?
Yes, yesterday. I spoke to Dr. Wagner last night. The clinic had called to confirm his arrival.
Then there's nothing we can do.
No, I'm afraid there isn't. And I don't understand why you'd want to.
You're the one who's responsible for him doing this.
Responsible? Me? No, I'm not responsible.
You're the one who pressured him into this, huh?
No, I didn't pressure him into this. If I recall correctly, Dr. Wagner was the first one to suggest the possibility, but nobody pressured him.
Oh, I see. Then it was Dr. Wagner who pressured him into this.
Just a minute now. Why can't you give Jamie some credit here, huh? It's quite possible that he knows he has some serious problems and he's taking steps to deal with them.
Deal with them by checking into a mental institution?
Oh, it is not a mental institution. It's a psychiatric clinic.
Well, that's the same thing.
No, it isn't the same thing. There's a big difference. Look, he's there for observation and counseling. I happen to believe that they can help him deal with whatever his problems are.
How much of a hand did Mac have in all of this?
Mac knows that I recommended Jamie's
success. Then it was you who
Will you listen to me? You never could learn to listen, could you? Now, Mac knows that I suggested he seek psychiatric care, but Mac would never force him to make this decision. It's possible, don't you think, that Jamie made the decision because he sees it as being in his own best interest?
His own best interests? I don't think he knows what his own best interests are anymore.
All right, what do you mean by that?
Because everybody's badgering him. Everybody's telling him he's crazy.
Who is everybody? Who's badgering him?
You and Mac and Cecile and Sandy. Everybody's telling him he's crazy.
Again,
no wonder.
Me
no
again?
wonder
Mac,
he thinks
Sandy,
he's crazy.
Cecile, what are you talking about?
Nothing. All you men are alike.
Excuse me. Yes, Liz. It is? Oh, yes, it is. Well, would you have the car brought around? Already? I don't know what I'd do without you, Liz. Tell Alvaro I'll be right down. Thank you. I'm sorry, Cecile, I've got to go. I have a meeting at the Ledger. If I don't leave right now, I'm going to be late.
You go right ahead.
We'll talk later.
Certainly. Sally, this is Cecile. I'm in Mac's office. Listen, I want to go out this afternoon for a while. To the Harold Clinic. I'm going to visit Jamie. Yes, but I don't know exactly when. No, you don't wait around in case I'm going to be late. All right. Bye.
All right, gang. How's it going?
It's going. We were over at the Cory place.
That's so. You find anything?
Looks like Sandy Alexander skipped town.
I'm sorry to hear that. But, man, it's not really my problem, is it?
Well, maybe we can make it your problem, Mr. Dunlap.
How's that?
We want to know where Sandy Alexander is.
Well, how am I supposed to know? Why don't you try over at Cory Publishing? That's where he works.
We already were over there. They told us that he's out of town.
Then that's where he must be, then.
You know, Mr. Dunlap, you haven't been exactly wholehearted in helping us since we've been here.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've done everything you've asked me to.
Yeah, but I get the feeling that you're not telling us everything that you know.
What are you talking about? Has anything I told you been wrong yet?
Not yet. But if we find out that you haven't been entirely straight with us...
See, Ilsa wouldn't be too happy to find out about it, and I don't think you'd be too happy either.
Hey, what is this? Wild threats?
I just want you to know where you stand.
Take a look at this.
What is it?
List of Matt Cory's properties.
So what?
So, if Matt Cory is hiding this guy, which of these places would be the most likely place to hide him?
I don't know.
You know any of those places?
No. Hey, listen. I have enough trouble taking care of myself, let alone Matt Cory's assets. I've never even heard of those places. What are you doing?
We're going to go for a drive. Do you want to come along?
Thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah, well, you keep it cool here, then. We'll contact you when we catch the kid.
You know, Blaine did what she had to do to protect you.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I kind of knew that she didn't really love me, but it just never occurred to me that she was using me. I mean, maybe I didn't want to think about it.
So you don't think there's a chance for you two, huh?
No, I don't think so. It's too late. Look, I couldn't go through something like that again.
She really needs you now, Jerry.
No, she doesn't need me. She's got her family and friends. What's more important, I don't need her, not in my life, not anymore.
So, have you given any thought to what you're going to be doing?
Yeah, well, I've got to find something. I mean, it's, I really need to get my personal life back in order. I keep thinking about the past year. And... Hey, look, you've got work to do, huh?
Oh, no, you don't. No, you're not rushing off. You need to run away. So, Jerry, let me ask you something personal.
Well, sure.
What about Kit? I mean, I know that you two had something going before we went on the run. Still any chance of that?
How are you?
Fine. How are you doing?
Fine. When you called me on the phone, you said you wanted to talk. What about?
Well, I guess I just wanted to see how you were doing.
I'm doing fine. How's Blaine?
Well, I guess she's okay. I haven't seen her in the last few days.
Why not? I thought you were still working on her trial.
No, I left Brian's firm.
You did? Why?
I came to the decision that I didn't want to become a lawyer. I just wasn't what I was cut out for.
I thought you liked practicing law.
Well, I did.
So have you decided what you want to do instead?
Well, I thought I might try to get back in the force.
You mean become a policeman again? You really want to get into that kind of dangerous work?
Well, the only time that it's dangerous is when you're trying to break up a domestic quarrel.
Jerry. Excuse me. Hi, Joe.
Hey,
What are you doing here?
I had to testify at the trial today, and I had some time off. I thought maybe that... am I interrupting something here?
No, you weren't. How's it going, Joey?
All right, Jerry.
Yeah, well, I heard you say that you testified today.
Yep.
How'd it go?
All right.
Yeah, well, look, I had better be going. I'll talk to you later. Thank you for the beer.
Sure, Jerry.
See you around, Joe.
Come on, Jerry. Open up. I know you're in there. Jerry, look. I'm not leaving until I talk to you.
Don't you ever go to work?
I got something more important to do today.
Like what?
Look, don't ask questions. Just, come on, get your jacket, get your stuff, come in with me.
Look, Larry, look, I can't go anyplace. I've got somewhere else to go. I've got something to do.
Who are you kidding, man? I know you're not doing anything. You haven't done anything for days.
That's not true.
Now, don't argue with me. Let's just go.
Or where are we going?
Good.
Good what?
You agreed to go. Here.
How do you figure that?
Look, I don't want to talk about it anymore. Let's get out the door, okay?
You still haven't told me where we're going.
We're going to settle some personal matters once and for all.
Ilsa, it's Lenny. No, I just wanted you to know what's up. Well, we went to the Cory place to pick up the kid. He wasn't there. He skipped town, or maybe Cory's got him hid somewhere. No, don't worry. We got a lead on some places where he might be. We're going to have to check him out now. Of course we know what to do. Look, you get your money. You just count on it. Of course we know what to do when we get it. Right. Yeah, you'll be hearing from us. I'll talk to you later. Come on, Hannah, let's get out of here.
Everything set?
Yeah, we proceed as planned.
As planned? What's that mean?
Look, I told you before, Dunlap, we're here to pick up some money from Alexander. Among other things.
Among other things.
That's what I said. Let's go.
We'll be in touch, Mr. Dunlap. Soon.
What was that all about?
Oh, well, they're still looking for Sandy. They went over to the Cory house, but he wasn't there.
So?
So they think he's either skipped town or Cory's got him hidden somewhere. Melissa, they've got a list of all of Cory's holdings. They're on their way right now to check them out to see if Sandy's at one of them.
Jason, do you know where they're going to start looking?
They didn't say.
Can you remember anything that was written on the list?
No. Hey, come on. There's no reason to be worried, maybe, huh? Sandy's street smart. You won't be within 100 miles of here.
Larry, what are you doing here?
We came by to talk. You going to ask us in?
Talk? About what?
Never mind. Can we come in?
Come in.
Look, I didn't call earlier because I wanted to make sure that you'd see us.
Larry, what is all this about?
Well, I think that there was a lot of blood lost during that trial.
What are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about, and I think Jerry does too. And until you two talk it out, you're never going to get it over with.
I'm sorry, but
I really don't think Jerry and I have anything to say to each other.
Well, I think you do. Until you two get this thing settled, you're never going to get on with your lives. Now, Jerry's locked himself away in his loft, and you're hiding out here in this ghost house, trying to live in the past.
Larry, please, I think we'd all be a lot better off if you'd just stay out of this.
Well, I'm not staying out of it, Blaine, because it concerns more than just you two. It concerns everybody who cares about you. Now, I'm going to leave. I'm going to go drive around for a while. I want you two to get this out in the open and talk about it. You got an hour. Why don't you make use of it?
Hello, my name is Cecile Frame, and my husband's a patient here.
Yes, ma'am. He checked in here last night.
That's right. Would you mind taking me to him, please?
He expressly requested that no visitors be allowed to see him.
But I'm his wife.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Frame, but that exclusion includes you.
This is ridiculous. I'm not even allowed to see my own husband? I demand to speak to someone in authority right now.
I'll call Dr. Feldman, but I don't think it'll do you any good. Oh, Dr. Feldman, would you come here a moment, please?
Yes, what can I do for you?
This is Mrs. Frame.
Doctor, what kind of a place are you running here? My husband committed himself last night, and I demand to see him. I think I have every right to see...
I'm so sorry, Mrs. Frame. It was your husband's wish not to see anyone, and we must respect that wish.
But surely that doesn't apply to me, Doctor.
Well, I can't answer for his reasoning, but he did specifically say he only wanted one visitor to be admitted.
And who was that?
I believe his name was Sandy.
Sandy Alexander?
Yes, I believe that's it.
But Sandy's out of town.
Well, I know nothing about that, but we must respect his request.
Can I at least call him?
No, I'm afraid he's not accepting any calls.
Well, thank you for your cooperation.
I'm looking up from the outside looking in, passing my days and nights suspending. Oh, I'm looking at love from the outside looking in. Yes, I'm passing my days and nights suspending.
You have reached 555-9680. At the sound of the tone, please leave your message and phone number, and your call will be returned as soon as possible. Thank you.
Listen, it's Melissa. Ilsa's people, they know that you've skipped town. And they've got a list of all Matt Cory's properties, and they're checking every one of them. Please, be very careful.
Could I get you something to drink?
No, thanks.
Or would you like to sit down?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, Jerry, maybe we had better talk.
I don't know if there is anything that either one of us can say that will make the situation any better.
Jerry, I never meant to hurt you. I certainly never meant for you to find out what I've done in court the way you did.
But I did, and it hurt a lot. I've never known what it was like to feel used by another human being before.
Jerry, I am not proud of what I've done. There was a time in my life when I wanted a lot of things, and I thought I knew how to get them. But I never thought I'd fall in love with you. By the time I realized I was in love with you, it was too late.
Intellectually, Blaine, I can understand what you did and why you did it. See, but I will never be able to accept it emotionally. I was so very much in love with you. Then when you left me for Jordan Scott...
I did that to protect you.
Yeah, I know that now, but it doesn't help. And then finding out in court why you married me in the first place, not because you loved me, but because you were using me. And that hurt like I have never been hurt before. And I am never going to let that happen to me again, Blaine.
I'm sorry. I truly am very, very sorry.
Being sorry isn't going to help now, Blaine.
Jerry, please, aren't you ever going to forgive me?
I don't know, maybe in time. But I will never be able to love you again. Or let you get close to me again. I guess we've said everything that there is to say, so I'll be going.
Larry isn't back yet.
That's all right, I'll get a ride.
Jerry.
What?
I know that you're very hurt. You're very bitter right now. But please, don't let this make you stop feeling.
I don't know if that's possible, Blaine.
Hey, no, that's as fast as we're going. That's as fast as this horse can go. Okay, now you got what you wanted. You've got to go with Louise now, my darling sweetheart.
Yes. Will you be needing anything else this evening, Mr. Cory?
No. Everything's fine.
Well, then we'll both say good night.
Night-night. See you later, honey.
Good night,
It was
Amanda.
really wonderful, Louise. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Amanda's such a beautiful little girl.
Yes, and I absolutely adore her.
I'd say that's pretty obvious. Mac, I want to thank you again for a lovely dinner. Louise is a wonderful cook.
She is, isn't she? And I want to thank you. You're a very enjoyable dinner companion. How about a little brandy?
I'd love one. You know, I couldn't help but notice that you were, well, a little preoccupied this evening.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be. I certainly hope I didn't spoil your evening by it.
Of course not. Sometimes it helps to talk about these things.
No. I don't want to bore you with my problems anymore.
Oh, Mac, you never bore me. Sometimes it helps to talk.
Well, actually, it's Jamie. You know, I'm just still so worried about him.
You mustn't worry, Mac. The Herald Clinic has a wonderful reputation, and I know that Jamie will get the best treatment there, probably better than he'd get as an outpatient at Bay City.
Yes, well, I suppose it is best for him.
What?
I'm just so distressed that I didn't realize how serious his problem was.
Mac, you mustn't blame yourself. None of us realize, not even his doctors, and they're trained to look for those symptoms.
I know, but, well, he's my son, and I just can't bear to think of him having to live through this kind of problem.
Mac, Jamie will get better. That is the important thing.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
Listen, it's Melissa. Ilsa's people, they know that you've skipped town. Now, they've got a list of all Mac Cory's properties, and they're checking every one of them. Please, be very careful.
Going somewhere, Mr. Alexander?
What?
I've decided to take Black Hawk up on their offer.
You mean to sell the place?
Yeah, I think so. Does it bother you?
No, I guess not.
You sure?
Well, I'd like to own this place. But we need the money. If it takes the pressure off, then I guess you've made the right decision.
What's on your mind, Jamie?
Yeah, and Amanda. Louise brought her over here today.
Yeah? How is she?
Oh, she's so sweet. You should have seen her play with Matthew. She really loves him. I know what I'll do if I lose her.
Don't.
I know, I'm sorry. I try not to think about it. It seems as though everybody I love is just slipping out of my reach.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, Jamie shut himself off in that hospital, and I don't know what's going to happen with Amanda.
I'm not slipping away. I'm here. I'm gonna be here.
I know. And I need you more than ever.
Well, how are we doing, Mr. Frame?
Fine. Just fine.
Good. I wanted to tell you they'll be serving your evening meal soon.
Well, good. That's lovely.
Oh, by the way, you had a visitor today.
I did?
Yes, your wife came to see you.
Oh, yeah. My wife.
Of course, we followed your instructions and explained to her that you didn't want to see anyone.
Oh, yeah? How'd she take it?
I'm afraid she was upset at first, but Dr. Feldman managed to calm her down.
Good.
Well, if you need anything, you just ring.
That's great. Thanks. But I'm okay.
Back into the room, Mr. Alexander. You look surprised to see us. Well, I don't know why you should be. You know Ilsa. She always gets what she wants, and she wants you. You didn't really think you were going to fool us for too long, did you? Well, I must admit, you did send us on a merry chase. But after all, you weren't really very clever. I mean, it doesn't take much to figure out that you'd let Matt Cory set you up somewhere near Bay City.
You sure that's the right guy?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, he doesn't look like the guy we saw at the Cory house. He's thinner than that guy. He's taller than the guy we saw.
Let me see your wallet.
What?
Are you having trouble hearing? I want to see
sure.
your wallet. Now, be careful. Mm-hmm. Sandy Alexander. You satisfied now?
Yeah, no, he looked different, that's all.
Well, the guy you probably saw was Matt Cory's driver. He's a little shorter, heavier, long curly blonde hair.
Yeah, I guess that's right.
Oh, look. You can check it out with Cory when you go up to see him. Take the wallet with you. See how he reacts.
What are you going to see Cory for?
Oh, honey, don't you remember? Ilsa wants her money now. You don't have it on you, do you?
Oh, of course not.
Well, then, we have to get it from somewhere. And I think Matt Cory is going to be very willing to pay for you.
Yeah, well, don't count on it. I mean, I don't think Cory would pay any money for me.
Well, honey, you just better hope that you are wrong, because right now, that money is the only reason we're keeping you alive.
Okay. Get us something cool to drink. You know, I love you very much.
Feelings mutual.
I feel so good when you're here.
I like to see you that way.
I feel as though I could do anything.
I love you. I'd like to see you happy.
I am happy.
What makes you think Cory's going to come through with the money?
Oh, I think he will. We understand that he's very close to you. I don't think he'd like to see anything happen to you, so he'll come up with the money.
Yeah, well, maybe you're wrong. You know, maybe we're not as close as you think.
I don't think there's anything to worry about. Besides, if he doesn't come through, or if he decides to try to get you out of here in any other way, well, we'll just have to teach him a lesson.
Look, why don't you just leave him alone? Now, I can get that money to you some other way.
Oh, really? You mean you have some pot of gold hidden somewhere that you haven't told us about?
I can get that money to you.
Well, right now you're not going anywhere. So I think you'd better just hope Matt Cory uses his head and does the right thing. All right, Lenny, you better get going, huh?
No!
Oh! No! No, don't shoot him, Lenny. At least, not yet. No. We don't want to kill our little Sandy Alexander yet.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Another Work.